Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey. Don't tell me. You guys figured everything out without me?
We did, thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely the body just happened to have passed on through the ball. This guy's a doll, and he's small, so I can believe it made it, but...
He has a point.
Yeah, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body could swim through a pipe?
If it's animate, sure.
See, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over.
Agent Lang.
Why is he helping Mr. Alba now?
He's not. He realized a flaw in my argument is helping to move logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer.
And another thing. Mr. Cochran's body was found in his office in Babal. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage?
Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babal, remember?
You mean Sheena, right?
Without her there, you can see how it was possible... With her there, you can see how it's possible to move the body up to the office.
Without her there, I don't know.
Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body?
He's right. Sheena would drown if we knew she did that.
Not if she can breathe underwater. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the...
It's a mermaid.
It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. She might have just drifted.
I gotta use the bathroom real quick. I'll be back.
Sure. I'll... Well, Inheritance uses the bathroom real quick. Reminder, we have less than an hour of stream. We're going to till 9 tonight. And, it looks very unlikely that we're finishing this tonight. We're gonna get pretty close, though, and so we are going to be prepared next stream to start a new game if we finish early enough, which, as I announced in the Discord, the next game we will be doing is, it should be Ghost Trick. That's currently the plan. And, yeah. That next week's streams. This week, this is the last stream for this week because of the holiday. But next week's streams are kind of back to normal. Tuesday at 6 p.m. we will be finishing this. And then maybe, depending on time, starting Ghost Trick. And then Thursday at 5 p.m. next week, we will be continuing the Wind Waker randomizer. And that's actually going to be taking us through the rest of November, so I'll have to get the December schedule up soon. I have plans on what I'm going to start after the Wind Waker randomizer. I'll announce closer to the date. And as I said, Ghost Trick is next in terms of this. I'm also going to probably be involved with one more Mario Party event in December. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's kind of the December plans. Christmas and New Year's falling when they do means that they probably won't interfere with stream at all. And yeah, I hope you're all doing well, and hope people who are enjoying the recent game releases we got. We got Super Mario RPG and Persona 5 Tactica last week, which I've been putting a lot of time into, or as much time as I can. You get Mario RPG? Yeah, I did. I'm really enjoying it. I'm probably roughly halfway through the main game. It's not it's not like I'm blind. I played the original so many times. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And I mostly am enjoying the remake. It's I like the aesthetics. I think it looked really nice. There's some localization changes I'm not huge on, but it is what it is. Or not localizations, new translations. Welcome back.
I am back.
I'm Chad.
I was waiting for it. That's why I giggled. Like, oh, I set myself up for that one.
You're gonna pick it up this week, system. Nice. I hope you enjoy it. It's been fun so far.
Super Mario RPG or
Mario RPG. Both have been fun so far, but
I was gonna say it'd be funny if it was like a third one that wasn't in chat.
It's crap. I don't know if anything else came out last week.
I mean, it could be a game that you from last year that you suddenly started playing again.
Yeah. It's
Pokemon Mystery. What is it? Puzzle League. You talked about that one last time we hung out.
on Puzzle League.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of anything that'd be hilarious for that. So.
It looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved still only half-baked. I prefer twice-baked. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body.
What?
What?
Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements.
What was happening in the embassy around the time Miss Sheena was in Babal?
If only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool.
Get rid of the water? You could drink it!
Pool?
Aha, that's it!
Drink all the pond water.
It's like, give me a minute. I need to get some ramen.
Yeah. Just empties a single ramen packet into the entire basin. He's like, normally I would just split it into like 130 seconds, but but desperate times calls for desperate measures, and it's gonna be a little richer than I'm used to, but it'll be okay.
We were talking Super Mario 3 what? No, I presume I have not heard this rumor because I don't know what referring to. So, like Super Mario.
You monger that rumor.
Super Mario Bros. 3 remake? Like
there's a remake for Super Mario 3?
Like NES game? I know I've not heard of that. I mean, I don't know how much I'd care about it because we already have on Switch both the we have 3 versions of it playable on NSO with NES, Super NES, and Game Boy Advance.
We have the soup.
Yeah, they could make it look even nicer, I guess. But I
mean, I might get it, honestly. Super Mario 3 is like one of my favorites.
I mean, it's kind of high up there. It's unfortunately, I got it the same day I got Super Mario World because I got it in Super Mario All Stars, that version. And Super Mario World, I think, outshines it, and so it's always been kind of the slightly lesser sibling of Super Mario World. But for me,
my favorite is Doki Doki Panic. Like that's my favorite one.
Super Mario Bros. 2.
Yeah, but like US 2.
Yeah. Super Mario Bros. 2, not the Lost Levels.
I mean, my favorite is the 6 magic coins or whatever, the one where Warrior's the final boss.
Yeah, that one's good. That one's on NSO too. I've enjoyed revisiting it. It's very short though. I wish they would put Super Mario Land 3 on it, which was Wario Land, but entire time what?
Like I'm always thinking of that song.
Same. The difference between Super Mario Land and Super Mario Land 2 is astounding. Like it's like going from Super Mario Bros to Super Mario World or something. Like what?
I mean, can you use another game franchise to make that connection?
It's like
Use Pokemon.
it's like going from uh Pokemon Red to Pokemon XD Gales of Darkness.
Whoa! Wow, that's a jump.
I haven't even played Gales of Darkness.
That's a big jump, though.
I was for comedic effect.
I like
I don't think there's a good comparison because like the Pokemon take smaller steps than they did. Like Super Mario Land 2 added in the interconnected world that Super Mario World had, rather than just be like Super Mario Bros. Like go through the stages. It added a bunch of interesting power ups. Like the music, like is a lot more complex, a lot more tracks.
yeah,
There's just so much that they improved. But I don't know. I don't know how much I would care. Like I'd probably get a remake of Super Mario Bros. 3, but I don't know if I'd be like super excited. Like I'd
yeah,
be like, "Oh, that's cool."
yeah. Like out of the two remakes that just came out, that would I mean this one that System Malfunction just brought up and RPG, I'd probably get RPG because I haven't played that one.
I mean, RPG is good. It's definitely so far easier than the original, which is for better or worse. Like, bless you, bless you. But it's a solid remake, and if anything, I'm just glad that they're remaking some Mario RPG games. This a Thousand Year Door, like
Yeah, the remake of
that.
Thousands of Doors.
That gives me a little hope, at least, that we'll finally get another Mario RPG game, some kind.
I hope so. Yeah,
Since like Mario and Luigi's kind of dead. Uh,
Mario and Luigi is kind of bad.
Dead, I said, not bad.
Oh,
It's
also
not.
dead.
It's not bad. Mario and Luigi's
It's
good.
not bad. It's not
Paper
bad,
Jam
but
was
like,
bad.
yeah, like the most recent ones, I've tried to get into them,
Eh,
and just the
for,
battles take so long. Every like it's a full mini game every single time, and it's like, ugh, like I get it. It's dynamic battles, but like, ugh, man,
are you talking Mario and Luigi or Paper Mario?
I'm talking about Mario and Luigi's Paper Jam Bros, like the one.
Yeah, Paper Jam was bad, but that was because it brought a lot of the issues the more recent Paper Mario had too.
Yeah,
So like the moment that they were like collect all these generic toads, I was like, cool. You're ruining two RPG franchises now for Mario. But no, I mean I liked the Mario and Luigi games before then. Oh yeah, that's the Discord system. Thanks. Uh,
thanks,
yeah.
System Malfunction. You gotta keep us on top of advertising our brand.
I'm was wondering if maybe system might be doing that to try to join in the Discord. I think I saw you in it a while back with an old account. I think did you get a newer account at some point, or maybe you're just somehow something removed you? Yeah, yeah, it might have been that. Uh, but yeah, no, Mario and Luigi before Paper Jam it was fine. The one before that was Dream Team, and Dream Team was enjoyable.
Dream Team was good. I didn't play Dream Team.
Dream Team was good. My favorite. I mean, Partners in Time is still kind of my favorite, and a lot of people don't like it. But uh,
Yeah,
I at second, my second favorite is probably the original, to be honest, and then third would
I
probably be Dream
love the
Team.
original. Like I still play
Uh,
the original casually from time to time.
I need to play Bowser's Inside Story again because I feel like I've been kind of harsh to it. I always felt it was my least favorite, but people love it, so maybe I just need to give it another try.
Yeah.
I I don't know. I don't know what it was. I think what it was it came after Partners in Time. And one of the main reasons I like Partners in Time is because you had 4 party members. I liked having more party members, and
Yeah.
they went back down to 2, and so
Yeah.
it felt like a
I
step
will
back to me.
say I never quite got good at controlling 4 party members.
Oh yeah, I mean
Like,
it's definitely harder, and that might be one of the reasons why Partners in
yeah, I
Time isn't
struggled the
liked.
entire time I played that game to be good at it.
Yeah, but like I mean I played original World Ends with You, and that was
Oh,
more
man.
going on mentally than Partners in Time.
Oh, man.
Like that
Yeah,
was like actively playing 2 different games at the same time.
yeah, I have the grace of playing the remake, and it was not that bad
Oh, I
because they got rid
dislike
of
the
most
remake
of
even
the
more
screen
on
time.
Switch.
Hmm?
I dislike the remake on Switch even more. Like, I mean, I
Oh yeah,
liked the
yeah. Like
DS one. I liked
it
it,
wasn't
but
objectively, it's not the same game, right? Like, but I'm saying like
do you mean
I could
Neo or
definitely see like controlling. Hmm?
do you mean Neo or do you mean the remake
The
of the original?
original, the
Yeah,
original
no,
DS.
I don't like the controls on Switch. I find it very frustrating.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, I agree, but like I'm saying, like like I understand what you're saying about multiple party members.
Yeah, no, I actually liked that about World Ends with You, but it was like trying to pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time. Except for
Yeah,
it's more like trying to solve a Rubik's cube on your head and trying to play the guitar in front of your stomach at the same time. Like way more it was more complex.
yeah,
And when it works, it feels cool doing it, but it definitely has a steep learning curve because of that. Anyways,
Now I believe this time we're really done, right?
nope.
unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. We're still in End 2, and there's 3 ends.
You're a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water?
Move the body through the water. That is completely unrelated to how it was done.
Excuse me?
The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time.
What do you mean there wasn't any water?
Did they already forget?
Just what it sounds like. I don't know why. That just... I can't believe I'm mentioning this twice in one stream, but that just reminded me of like a bit in Drawfee.
Wow.
Where,
Listen,
I mean, if you haven't seen the Pokemon episodes and care about being spoiled to a bit for some reason, then mute for a tiny bit. But it was the person was trying to draw like they were trying to draw a Pokemon and get people to guess the names, and so I think it was Julia got Flabebe and tried to draw like a baby that was on fire, as well as a flamingo that was on fire.
yeah.
And they weren't getting it. And so she'd put a beret on them. And Carino was just like, "It's French. What do you mean it's French? What's that supposed to what does that change?" And so the what do you mean?
I gotta see that episode.
All the Pokemon episodes are solid.
All the Pokemon episodes are solid. You're not wrong.
Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. Okay, where are we going? Badge?
Tonight's events made it
Push
possible
cart?
to
Push
fire.
the water away?
It's at the fire.
Fire? Revolving fireplace?
The fire.
They
The
put the
fire's
water
in
through the.
Babal that happened. The fire's in Babal. Literally, the piece of like pull from your cravat. The entire fire is in Babal.
Fire in Cambodia. I don't know the real words to the song. I just was referencing.
Oh, I don't even. That was. I didn't even know that was a song. I thought you just particularly decided to be sing-songy about a reference.
What, Cambodia? Something in Cambodia?
I just assumed. Yeah.
Holiday in Cambodia.
Holiday in Cambodia.
Yeah. It's for the dead Kennedys. Tonight, the Yatagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babalese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down, because that's how water works.
That's how water works.
If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border. Isn't that illegal?
Yeah, 100%.
So what? The water level went down? The reservoirs were connected? Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this.
Humph. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical, game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. It's called a difficulty spike.
I haven't lost yet.
I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat.
Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route.
Humph. I know that.
I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know those pools are extremely deep. And there are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It'd be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb out of the pool.
Humph. Ladders or footholes along the walls. There's no need for such things.
What do you mean?
If one of us to use a certain something, they could go up or down in the pool at will. A jetpack.
I mean, yeah, but that could be the solution to a lot of problems.
So, they don't even need the pool. Like,
Yeah. Like, you just jet back over.
Oh, looks like you already got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already.
the way in which Miss Sheena and the body were able to rise up to ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body and Miss Sheena could move up and down in the pool.
Correct.
Oh.
The water thing.
This?
I think so.
Mr. Elba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking.
He used the fountain spouts? How so?
The water level in the pools could be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Miss Sheena and the body were lifted upward by the buoyancy in water. The fire on the Babalese side and the firefighting effort. These were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body.
Merc.
Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads?
Oh, I get it.
What?
That's why there were two fires. Because the first fire... Remember, there were two fires that day.
Yeah.
The first fire was to, like, lower it so they can cross. Then the second fire was to lower it again so she could cross back.
Oh. Did she... Okay.
Maybe.
First,
I don't know
Mr.
what I got. I got something. I definitely feel it in my... There was a neurological connection that was made in my brain. That might have not been it. I might have just realized, like, cold fusion or, you know...
I mean, that's also just how they work in this game, where they're like, I figured out this connection, but I don't know what it means yet.
Yeah. these two things are related. How, I couldn't tell you.
First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the rose garden and pushed it along with the iron infant in Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. This time, Miss Sheena was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babal. She then made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. I like the water sound effect.
I like it, but they wouldn't have seen a grown woman just waiting around in the pool while they're like putting the hose in to pull from it.
No, she's short.
She's just like floating in her back, and she's like, "Oh, don't worry about me. I'm just chilling. Go ahead."
I mean, it's hot with all those fires. She wanted to cool off.
Yeah, I'm so hot on account of the fires, so I'm just gonna lay here. It's fine. And everybody just thought it was so normal that nobody testified it, like indicating that they saw like a weird person floating in the pool.
Maybe she wasn't the only one hanging out in there.
I mean, whoever it was cool enough to let her bring a tram over international like barriers.
They probably just thought it was the counterfeit bills.
Yeah, you know.
The firefighters used the water in the pool. The water level went down. Oh, look! No, they don't use it from the water directly. There's a little, openings at the bottom.
What it comes out of.
So somewhere nearby, they have like hydrant or something.
That's fair. That's fair.
By the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabast into Baba. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spout once more. And the water level rose up to its original level along the sheen on the body. Would it rise that high on that side? Because the openings were halfway up. Once the water's above there, would it keep rising? I guess it's whether it's pumped in or not.
All my physics heads out there, comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay up to date. To answer the question specifically in this scenario, there were openings. There were 2 openings on one side and 4 openings on the other side.
I saw the openings, but they were partway down still.
Yeah, but depending on the pressure, more water could be pumped in. Yes.
Yeah, I guess it depends on that. Okay.
And then they could fall down, creating a seal, so water wouldn't flow out.
After that, Machina used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. Oh no, DMCA! We'll just wait a moment while Inheritance takes us. We don't have much longer for stream. We have about half an hour more. But yeah, that's Super Mario Bros. 3 remake rumor sounds interesting. I don't know if I really buy it. There's a lot of rumors always, and I put a lot of salt in, or take rumors with a lot of salt. But I guess it isn't impossible, especially the final year of Switch. They're probably going to try to put out some cheaper projects. Which is why I think we're getting Luigi's Mansion 2 and the Thousand Year Door and the Super Mario RPG. They're doing all these remakes right now. Not that Nintendo ever really stops making remakes. But they also had the Kirby one this year. They've been doing a higher remake concentration than normal, and that signifies to me the end of a console's lifespan. Or, of course, the beginning of lifespans, they do that too, because that's a quick way to build up the game library. But, yeah, the only other game coming out this year that I am interested in is Dragon Quest the new Dragon Quest Monsters game. but I decided to put that on my Christmas list. So if I get it, I'll get it for Christmas, and I don't know for sure if I am. If I don't, I'll get it eventually, I'm sure. So, like, personally, I probably am not going to be buying myself any more games this year. Unless I maybe pick something up in the Black Friday sales this week. Which I'm going to have to keep my eye on in the Steam Fall sale. Of course, the winter sales, like at the end of the year, and that also. But I might have. Who knows if I get any cash or gift cards for Christmas? I might use it there. But yeah, I am enjoying the Mario RPG remake. I'm really enjoying the Persona 5 Tactica game. That's of course I only recommend to people who have played Persona 5 because it does pretty much spoil a lot of Persona 5. It's meant to be played by people who played that, but it's really fun. It's an XCOM kind of style tactical game. I kind of would have preferred like a more like Final Fantasy Tactics kind of style, but I'm not disliking this. Yeah. Otherwise, I know the Game Awards coming up. I have to still put in my votes for that. And, of course, non-gaming related Thanksgivings in 2 days, so hope all of you have good plans for that and safe travels for that. I'm looking forward to some good food. Back?
I return. I'm sorry. It was my dad.
Okay. After that, Miss Shina used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved.
No! No!
Or is that a silent G?
I think it's like a pseudo. It's like I think he's meaning to say no. You know, like Knowles are my favorite D&D class. No.
No!
Yeah.
Did you say his favorite D&D class?
Yeah, he likes to play as Knowles.
Is it class?
Yeah. It's a human Knoll.
Human
It should be a class. It should be a class. Let's not start.
Why?
It should be whatever race they consumed. And then their class is null.
Then how would you be a Warforged Knoll?
Multi-class.
What?
Oh, you would have to eat. You would have to eat a Warforged.
Yeah, how?
You've seen dogs. Dogs will eat anything.
They're not dogs. They're hyenas.
Possessed by like the cult of an undead being.
They can't digest anything.
Listen. You. That's a fringe case. That's a fringe case, and we use and we can use magic to figure it out. But I'm right. It might have been a goof, but now I'm committed. For the rest of my life, I'm gonna argue that Null should be a class.
So now in any of your campaigns, nobody can pick Null as the race?
Nope. You could be a tiefling Null. I'll let you do that. They're like, a what? A tiefling Null?
You don't even have to homebrew all class or all class like features and everything for that.
Yeah, I'd have to homebrew an entire class.
I mean,
like
if you want to.
I would commit to that bit.
I guess my Mayo Genasi could be a Null.
Yeah, a Null Mayo Genasi. See, you getting it? They consumed a Mayo Genasi.
No, they just consume Mayo. It just consumed a bunch of mayo.
Oh, that's the lore. That's the lore. A hyena consumed too much mayonnaise.
One of those cursed hyenas. But
Yeah, and from their loins burst forth the Mayo Genasi, who has not been given a name yet.
I think I gave him a name at some point, but I don't remember. Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? I'm making sure to put orange text just to draw attention to this. Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you?
Without your big, meaty claws. Been watching a lot of SpongeBob.
Well, these extraterritorial rights aren't just for attractive mates.
I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth.
So why was Mr. Krabs allowed to make that mates joke, but they had to ban the panty raid?
Panty raid. Yeah, no, listen. You're preaching to the choir, brother. I agree 100%.
There's worse stuff in SpongeBob than panties. Like,
listen. I am on your field. I am on your side of the field. I'm not. I know that being contrarian is kind of like our bit, but like I cannot argue with the truth. Way to fight back!
You accuse me of moving the body across country lines. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me.
The nitty gritty. What does that old man want now?
he wants the nitty gritty.
It's actually like a 60s dance move.
You do the nitty gritty and you turn yourself around.
That's what it's all about. Nitty gritty.
You put your left nut in, but your left no. Oh, there's not a nit.
You gotta put your nuts in.
That's why it's called the nitty gritty.
Gross. Unless you're George Washington Carver, it's gross.
You're okay with his nuts?
Well, cause they're peanuts. Then it's just a fun song.
But peanuts aren't nuts.
They're legumes.
Yeah.
You put your left legume in. You put your left legume out. You put your left legume in. You put your left legume
You just say
out.
bean. Proof,
Beans.
I believe, is what he seeks.
Yes, proof. Without any who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened.
He wants proof. What are we gonna do, Mr. Edgeworth?
There's no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the push cart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. This was another thing that was smuggled over to Babal's open-air stage area.
He pulls the guitar out, just like prove a point.
Guitar? We don't have a guitar, do we?
It's a guitar pick.
How do you know?
Because that's the thing that he found on the other side.
Oh, because it's also currently wet.
Oh yeah, I forgot that it was wet. We made
Yeah.
fun of that. Yeah,
It's
in
still
a
wet.
Natural state of damp. Yeah,
It's
like always wet.
It's a pick of water bearing, or I don't know.
I appreciate that. The pick of
His pants are just getting wetter and wetter from the water. The water that's just sweating out of the pick slowly.
Listen, if your Mayo Genasi Knoll also takes a level in Bard, I will give you the pick of water bearing.
What does it do though?
It lets you cast create water 3 times a day.
Do I just cast a spell, or do I have to play music with it?
You have to play music with it.
That sounds hard. It's slippery, and I'm made of mayo, so I'm slippery.
Maybe that's how you perform. You have to like put the instrument in your mayonnaise body
Like, if
to
I can
mimic.
successfully play any beautiful music, I I am much more skilled than any other musician because I'm doing it while made of mayonnaise.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Honestly, yeah, you're
physics
like a
there.
virtuoso in the Mayo universe, but like just thrown here, you're just like big fish in a big pond, you know?
I essentially am playing with a handicap. So
Yeah, you're playing with every handicap imaginable. You don't even have limbs. You're just mass. You're just a liquid. Oh God, is
if
mayo a liquid?
if I make and ever make and play this character and I'm like using Roll20 or something for my character icon, I am just going to use a image of a jar of mayonnaise. That's me.
Yeah, just a jar of mayonnaise. Yeah.
That,
I would honestly think less of you if you didn't.
like I just like kind of can reach out as like with mayo hands, just kind of like drag myself along the ground.
Yeah. And then if anybody ever does fan art, like they have to draw you as a mayo jar. Like they can't do Gajinkas. Like
But
it's you're always a mayo
I don't
jar.
know. If I cast disguise self, I think I should be like the shape of
Yeah,
somebody, but the
yeah,
mayo jar's a hat.
yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, you could use disguise self as a racial trait, but it's Tanuki rules. Like you have to keep like one body part of yours still like apparent.
Oh, any body part in the jar.
Yeah, yeah. You have to have a body part in the jar at all times.
It's like, wait, where's the jar right now? You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. As you waddled awkwardly off camera,
Zips up pants.
zips up pants, just a soft squelch every step.
Okay. Yeah. Pick.
Take that.
Getting a little spicy lit tonight.
I know. Yeah, we have to.
The
I mean,
spicy
you're the one
mayo.
that suggested it becomes a suppository. I was not. I
Wait,
was not
what
there.
becomes a what?
Wait, what? Well, where was the jar?
The front, not the back.
Oh, I thought it was in the
You
back.
said that one body part has to be in the jar.
Oh, you're right. I I didn't even follow my own rule set.
That's why I said zips up pants.
I thought you like sat on it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Clearly, we're different people.
Which one's better and which one's worse?
Forget zodiac signs. Tell me where you thought the mayo jar went. That's how I'm gonna determine whether we can be friends or not.
And what exactly is this?
Humph. You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the bubbly side will be your undoing.
A guitar pick. Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were?
Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. Did I say that right? Chagrin, right? Chagrin.
It's just chagrin, yeah.
Much to your
I
chagrin.
can say Edgeworth praying it as chagrin.
Much to your chagrin.
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 Yeah. It's like Edgeworth's like, I've only ever seen it written. I don't know. I didn't know how to pronounce it.
Are we making Xenoblade 3 jokes now?
Yeah.
Best line in that game.
What?
This is something I found at the open air stage, which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it after all. Wait, what? What?
He took a photo with the guitar pick?
What? Is it in here?
Yeah, it's the knife. Remember, it's missing a pedal.
Oh, that's the guitar pick's the pedal?
You didn't know that?
Why would I have thought that?
I immediately recognized it as the pedal.
Don't make me feel like the whole thread of people I saw on Twitter that did not realize that Clive in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was director Clavel.
There are people who didn't know that Clavel was Clive?
There are people who didn't know it even until the reveal, despite all the dialogue options of
Yeah,
you
all the
saying
dialogue
Director
options
Clavel.
that tell you that your character knows who he is.
No, there's people in the thread that I read that are like, their response was, obviously that wasn't. They thought that was obviously it wasn't Director Clavel. He had different hair and clothes, different hairstyle and clothes.
Wow.
Like obviously it's a different person.
That said, though, I always like to roleplay my character as knowing that it's Clavel, but then when Clavel reveals himself, being like, "It was you the whole time!" Like, that's such a fun...
Just to make him
thing
feel
at
better.
Yeah. He just cries a single tear before he fights you.
I mean, there is a reason that in comic books, Superman gets away with just putting on glasses and nobody recognizes him. Like, that's a thing with people. I forgot the phrase, but there's a term
I know
for
what
it.
you're talking about. I remember hearing about it, and then I remember somebody linking to an episode of the, like, one of the original Supermans, not the OG, but, like, you know, where, like, the character quote unquote transforms into Superman on screen just by, like, shifting how he, like, stood, and, like, you can even see, like, his face muscles, like, shift ever so slightly, and he truly did look like a different person. Like, it was, like,
well, yeah,
surreal.
And just slightly changing your look and being in a context that nobody would ever expect you to be, it's proven that you can that can be enough. Like, if you're just like mentally think, oh, this person would never be in this place, and you don't, as long as you look slightly different.
Like, how often do you think we've, like, walked by our, like, teachers in like a public space and not even recognize that they were our teachers? You know, I think it's like the exception when we do recognize them.
I guess. I mean, I feel like that'd be more applicable when I was younger. Like,
yeah. Like, now that we're adults,
like,
we know that teachers go to, But I mean, in that context.
Yeah, sure. But yeah. Anyways, big sidetrack. But yeah, I didn't notice that was the flower petal. I was just like, it said guitar pick, so all I saw was a guitar pick. Since you don't allow me to fill you in on what I found at the stage actually belongs to. I found at the stage.
The picture, so you can see the knife.
Allow me fill you in on what I found at the stage that actually belongs to.
Allow me fill you in.
God, I feel like there's like 3 things wrong with that sentence.
What? I'll be right back.
Because even okay. Just a quick moment. What we found at the stage. It's not that though, right? What do we find at the stage? I might need inheritance for this one anyways, because I'm actually... Like, is it the photo? Because it belongs to that thing right there. We didn't find the Elebash knife at the stage.
Sorry. It's a picture. It's a knife. It's the knife.
I was gonna say that even if you fix this to say allow me to fill you in, I think it's still wrong. Allow me to
fill you in on what I found at the stage actually belongs to. Yeah.
I feel like there's like 3 things wrong with this sentence.
There's definitely at least
like
2. I haven't found the third one. But...
Are you sure it's the knife? Because did we find the knife at the stage?
No, it's what it belongs to, and the knife is missing the pedal.
then that's why I'm like, there's so many things wrong here, because allow me to
Yeah,
fill you in on
yeah,
what
I
I
think what
found
you're
at the
trying to
stage.
say is,
This
allow me to
actually,
fill you in on the thing I found, like what belongs to the thing I found, or what,
this
you know what I mean?
this is
Like, it's like
probably
it's warped.
this is probably the worst translated sentence I've ever seen in like
Allow me to fill you
in a
in
game,
on what I
in a
found.
published game.
Like, this is such a bad sentence. Yeah, like he should have just said, since you don't, like, this is what the thing I
Because
found belongs
if
to.
you didn't, if you weren't insisting that it's the knife here, I would never consider it the knife because I'm looking for something that I found at the stage. But I'm gonna trust you.
Sure, I'm almost sure it has to be. The flower motif, our petals are separate.
No, it makes sense. I just would never, especially since I already saw it as a guitar pick. But
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
this doesn't help anything because I'm like, what did I find at the stage? Let's take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of this knife, there's a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now let's see what happens when you try to fit this pick in that open slot.
It's a perfect fit.
I assume that the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. And then it was accidentally placed into the push cart along with Mr. Cochin's body.
There's an interesting story, nothing more.
Humph. Oh, I assure you it's more than just a story. Because for some reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it.
It was wet, you say?
Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet is from the open air stage's pool. The only place. That's the only place in the world where it could have gotten wet.
It's the only place in the world that had water.
At that moment in time.
Yeah, water didn't exist until that specific moment in time.
Well, just for that moment in time. That's all
Yeah.
the water that existed. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open air stage area on the Babylonia side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Gardens pool on through... into Babal. Did I have a stroke? It proves
No,
that...
that also looks like a bad sentence.
It proves
I
that
get it.
someone went from the Rose Gardens pool on through into the Babal. Okay, I'm not sure. God, I feel like it's like just near the end of the game, they just got tired of translating.
Impossible! The people of Jingfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. Tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. Why?
Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life. No matter how you may plot, or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see to it that justice is served to people like you.
You can't call what you've given a perfect argument.
You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth. Because he values himself above all else. Above all else. People who can't be negotiated with are people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually.
You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all of the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. This really will be the end of the line.
Whoa!
To be continued!